started with our performances, though, we have a very special guest. So without further ado, we would like to welcome President Barack Obama. Yes.
Good afternoon, Clintondale. On this fine spring afternoon, I must encourage you to stand on the shoulders of history, stand on the shoulders of a place and time in which people just like you, demanding that their time has come. It was time for their place in the sun. It was time to make their lives mean something for the past and glorious future. Selma is such a place, and one afternoon, 50 years ago, so much of our turbulent history, the slavery, anguish of Civil War, the yoke of segregation and tyranny of Jim Crow, the death of 4 little girls in Birmingham, and the dream of a Baptist preacher. All that history met on one bridge. It was not a clash of armies, but a clash of wills. A contest to determine the true meaning of America. As it is true across the landscape of American history, we cannot examine this moment in isolation. The March on Selma was a part of a broader campaign that spanned generations. Leaders that day part along, heroes who want to use your time in the sun to accomplish great things. Thank you, Clintondale, and go Dragons.
Okay. For our first performance, we are very excited to bring you Jalea Pippins as Nikki Giovanni, a famous American poet.
You might know Maya Angelou, but do you know me? I am a world-renowned poet, writer, and activist. Oprah Winfrey named me as one of her top 25 legends, and I am so honored to have the Woman Power Legacy Award. I fought for Black women, to empower Black women and reach their hearts and touch their souls. So this poem, Ego Trippin', is for y'all. I was born in the Congos. I walked to the Fertile Crescent and built the Sphinx. I designed a pyramid so tough that a scarlet only glows every 100 years fall into the center, giving divine, perfect light. I am mad. I sat on the throne drinking nectar without lie. I got hot in the ice age to Europe to cool my thirst. My oldest daughter is Nefertiti. The tears from my birth pain created the now. I am a beautiful woman. I gazed at the Sahara Desert and crossed out the forest. With a packet of goat meat and a chain of clothes, I crossed in 2 hours. I am a gazelle, so swift, so swift, so swift, you can't catch me. For a birthday present when he was 3, I gave my son Hannibal an elephant. He gave me Rome for Mother's Day. My strength flows ever on. My son Noah built new art, and I sat proudly at the helm as we sailed off on a soft summer day. I turned myself into myself, and I was Jesus. Many home my loving name, singing all praises, all praises, all praises, because I am the one who was saved. I sold diamonds in my backyard, my vows delivered uranium. The solids of my fingernails are semi-precious jewels. On a trip north, I caught a cold in blue. My nose giving oil to the Arab world. I am so hip. Even my Arabs are correct. I sailed west to reach
or what? Give another round of applause. Beautiful. Our next performer is Courtney McCullum, who is performing as Willie Lynch, Breaking the Slave Mindset.
Do you know who I am? I mean, I'm not that important, but I'm the cause of this generation. I am Will Lynch. I was born in 1742. I am a slave owner who taught other slave owners how to control their slaves. And this is what I said to them. Divide the slaves and make conflict between them, so they will become weaker and more dependable on themselves and not each other. Make the dark skin hate and fight against the light skin. Make them depend on you for everything. They will no longer have a home, a culture, a family, and a language. The black woman will need not the black man to provide for her. Break the head of the house, the man. Whip him in front of his family, so the children will not come to him for protection. And this is how it affects us today. Today in America, over half of the households are raised by women. Black women are raised to be mentally strong, and black men are raised to be physically strong. Many males have no male influence in their lives to show them how to be a man and take care of their families. And today, in our generation, slavery is still going on, and it can be stopped. Mine chose to be stopped. History don't make us, we make the history.
Great job, Courtney. That was awesome. Well, Dion. Well, we have a very special announcement. You guys are now at the 1939 Academy Awards. Congratulations. We are now going to open the envelope to see who wins Best Supporting Actress. And the winner of the Oscar goes to Head McDaniel, Gone with the Wind.
Fellow members of the motion picture industry and honored guests, this is one of the happiest moments of my life, and I want to thank everyone who had a part in selecting me for this award. I sincerely hope I shall always be a credit to my race and to the motion picture industry. My heart is too full to tell how I feel. May I say thank you and God bless. Most people would say that my reaction was fake and that my speech was scripted. And I'm not in my place to confirm or deny. I know that I made history, and I'm proud of myself and of my race. My name is Hattie McDaniel, and I was born June 10, 1895 in Wichita, Kansas. I am the child of 2 former slaves. I am the youngest of 13 siblings. 13! I started off as a waitress and a washroom attendant, but that wasn't my calling. Acting was what I really wanted to do. So I packed up and I moved on to Los Angeles, where I hosted a few radio shows. And I starred in a few movies, and I did some songs with a couple of artists, but I didn't want to do that. In 1939, I finally got my big break as Mammy in Gone with the Wind. My role was originally written for a white woman, but somehow I beat him out. That role won me the nomination for Best Supporting Actress in the Academy Awards. Surprisingly, I won, and was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1975. Sadly, I didn't get to be there for that because I lost my battle with breast cancer in 1952. I just want to say to all the young women out there that do not let the color of your skin or the fact that you are a woman affect what you want to accomplish in life. Thank you.
Great job, Destiny. That was awesome. We now would like to invite Angela Davis, who is a Black empowerment and anti-Vietnam activist of the 1960s, to the stage.
Yeah, I've continually said that if I'm to make changes in the imperialism for the country, then I will gladly leave my job. I like being called sister much more than professor. The whole economy is a war economy. More and more weapons are being produced. We have to tell the American citizens that our sons and our husbands have to go to this Vietnam War and fight this very dirty war, and they are not coming home. Now, most people say that Vietnam is just war for everyone. It's not. Most people are not coming home from Vietnam. All these Black people are going to Vietnam and not coming home. We are not shown justice, and we are never being created equally. So why do we have to go to a war and fight the white man's war? I think it's unfair.
Great job today. Next, we would like to invite to the stage John Brown, a famous anti-slavery abolitionist. Hope you learned about it from Mr. Stefano.
If I may have the court's attention, and a few words to say. In the first place, I deny everything what I've all along admitted to. I mean, the design of my part to free the slaves, I intended certainly to make a clean thing of that matter, as I did last winter when I went to Missouri and took their slaves without the snapping of a gun on either side. Moved them to the country and finally left them in Canada. I designed to have done the same thing again, only on a larger scale this time. That was all I intended. I never did intend murder or treason or the destruction of property or the excite or incite slaves to rebellion or to make insurrection. And I have another objection, and that is the unjust that I should suffer such a penalty had I interfered in the matter which I admit, and which I admit has been barely proved, for I admire the truthfulness and candor of the great portion of the witness who testified in this case. Had so I interfered in behalf of the rich, the powerful, and the intelligent, the so-called great, or on behalf of any of their friends, father, mother, brother, sister, wife, or children, or any of that class, and suffered and sacrificed what I have in this interference, it would have been all worth it. And the weight of punishment I received is that I was hung December 2nd, 1859 in Charlestown, West Virginia. But to be honest, my sacrifice was well worth it.
The next person needs no introduction. Huey Newton, Black Panther, Black empowerment, speakers here to address you today.
I say whatever your insecurities are, because we all well know that our first instinct when we see a homosexual is to hit them in the mouth. And our first instinct when we see a woman talking out of line is to shut her up. But the only reason you want to hit a homosexual in the mouth is because you're scared that you're gay yourself. And the only reason you want to hit a woman to shut her up is because you're scared that she might castrate you, which means to take the nuts that you didn't have in the first place. Now, the only reason this is because we must gain security in ourselves and therefore have respect and feelings for all oppressed people. We must not use the racist attitude that the white racists use against our people because they are black. Many times, the poorest white person is racist is because he's scared that he might not have something or discover something that he will never have. He is threatened by you. And now all of y'all want to laugh. Okay, you know what? All right. Do y'all understand what he's saying right now? Yes. Thank you. Whoever just said that. Basically what it's saying is, I'm sure many of y'all have been bullied, and I'm sure many of y'all have been the bullies. What he's saying is the white person wants to be racist towards you is because he's scared of you, simply. And yeah, this is still going on. I know this was a long time ago, and most of y'all are probably thinking like this is pointless and didn't want to just want to come here to get out of class. But this is actually very important because most of our black men are dying right now and going to jail. That's all I gotta say.
Got a couple more performances for you. You guys like it so far? All right. We have a conversation that's going to take place through history. Two people that could never have met are going to meet for the first time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Hattie McDaniel. Excuse me, I apologize. This is Madam C.J. Walker, famous multi-millionaire African-American entrepreneur, and she's about to meet Rosa Parks for the first time.
Yes.
Hi, Sarah. You call me Madam CJ. I just came for a little girl talk, that conversation.
Well, what seems to be the problem?
Well, I'm pretty sure everybody is familiar with my bus situation, but no one really knows that I was forced to move from Montgomery, and shortly after, I was arrested for boycotting. And then my husband had to quit his job because of my situation, and we received threatening like phone calls and text messages So afterwards, I moved to Detroit, where I worked for a congressman named John. And we were in Detroit for 48 years, and I wouldn't change it for anything. Enough about me. I've said too much. What's going on with you? Well, born and raised in Delta, Louisiana, December 23rd, 1867. I was an orphan at a young age because my parents passed away from an unknown cause. So I went to live with my sister and my brother-in-law. And from Delta, we moved to Vicksburg, Mississippi. So at the time, I was working as a slave, pretty much picking cotton and household work. But I figured that I needed to escape from both my evil brother-in-law and the work that I was doing. So I married Moses McWilliams and had a child. Must say, it was pretty amazing. After Moses died, I up and moved to St. Louis, where I started working at a barbershop. So that way, I could make money to afford for me and Aaliyah to go to school. I went to school during the night. Eventually, I ended up meeting C.J. Walker, and he was an advertiser. So he helped me advertise my products all over the world. I traveled in and out from south to southeast to show all the products I made and how they make a difference. I was getting tired of using products that all the wealthy white women use that made my hair fall out. So therefore I decided to come up with my own household remedies and things of nature. And since then, my stuff has broadened all over the world. Oils, jams, gels, even the straightening comb. I went so far as to making stuff to straighten your hair besides the comb. It's really something how I could change the world. I never thought about it. It's funny how everybody knows my story, but not everybody knows you. And you've made a great impact on the world. Well, I think we both made our mark on this world in American history.
Great job. Well, guys, we have time for one more performance. But they're going to need some crowd encouragement because they don't think they're ready, but we think they are. So if you guys give them a nice round of applause, you guys are going to get a little musical number. Let's go, guys. You can do it. John, can you raise this now?
Come on, G.
John, will this raise?
Testing. Okay.
Right now. All right.
war is won, we should be sure, we will be sure. Oh, glory.
Hands to the heavens, no man, no weapon. Born to peace, yes, yes, the glory is destined. Every day, women and men become legends. Since that go against our skin becomes blessings. Real to us, it's like religion to us. Justice is justice, justice for all, justice specific. You know, when son dies, just for us. True living in us. We see the us. That's why we're settling the bus. That's why we walk with this in with our hands up. And go down, woman and man up and say, stay down. And we stand up, shots we on the ground. The camera panned up, we pointed to off, and we ran up. With it now, never look back, we've been gone hundreds of miles. In the drop roads, so become a hero, facing the liquid justice. Scarring with the people, enemy is legal. I couldn't pain to go, turn on face and jump prone under a bomb. No, the beats is the state. The same, the music is the cup. Somewhere in the training, yeah, in the building. Now we write songs, music. No one can win the war individually. It takes the rhythm. Music is the custom we bleed through. So I am dreaming we had in the paper. I be writing our wrongs in history. No one can live in war individually. It takes skill to want to know this. Become this energy. Welcome to the story we call victory. Coming to the Lord, my eyes have seen glory.
I'd just like to say thank you to all the students that participated in this. The last piece, Glory,
I had asked some students if they could put something together, so they probably had maybe a week and a half to work and to come up with the music without having the music, so they were just playing on their own and singing on their own and rapping on their own. So I just want to say thank you to all of you, and I want to thank you to all the students. You guys were great, and thank you to the staff for bringing your classes down. And thank you so much, Mr. Laughlin, for having this program. I'm very grateful. Thank you.